G'day there guys, it's Munga Trillionaire here, and it's time for the Daily Diary, your favourite time of day and my favourite time of day. So I'm just laying in bed, I was just doing a bit of reading on the social networks, and I've read two things this morning which I thought were quite ridiculous. I'll tell you the first one. It was a post that someone had shared, blah blah blah, and it's filtered its way around the internet, and I wasted my time reading it. It was some person was complaining that they're not letting a particular black artist or musician into the country because of domestic violence charges, but they are letting in these white musicians in, even though they have the same and other domestic violence charges. So the bottom line is, she feels they're not letting in the black guy because he's black, and they're letting in the white guys because they're white, even though they all have charges. But I think the real reason is why they're not letting this black man in is because his charges for assault are more recent. They have happened in recent times. He's quite young. I believe he's actually younger than me. And all these white guys, they're all old men. They're like, some of them are in their 60s and older. And I am pretty sure their charges for assault haven't happened in the last 20 to 30 years. So it's got nothing to do with race. It's totally 100% the legal system, not some one person that's sitting there and go, oh, we're not going to let this man in because he's black and he's assaulted someone once. We're not going to let this man in because he's assaulted someone recently. So there's a lot of stupid shit that people say, and then other people agree with it. And then the next thing I read was a proper article by some, who knows, they weren't worth my time either. But the article was about this person who had applied for a job at a clothing store, I believe it was, had a phone interview and got the job, which is great for her, of course, great for anyone. And then she turns up for the job. Well, before she went to the job, she had read up on the company's policies and found out that she didn't comply with some of them because of her exposed tattoos. And then after coming to work, she was fired, I suppose you could say, 30 minutes into her first shift because of her tattoos that were not able to be covered up. I think it's ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous for a number of reasons. One being that the company that employed her should have most definitely had a face-to-face interview, if not a Skype interview, to see her appearance, for one. To see that she would be suitable to be the face of the company. Not just because your employees are the ones that are selling your products, your employees are the ones that people are seeing. No employer is going to hire someone with neck tattoos or hand tattoos. It's as simple as that. I have tattoos, and I wouldn't employ someone with facial, neck or hand tattoos if I was running a retail shop of any kind. And I have tattoos, and I still wouldn't employ someone to do that. And it says in the company policy that tattoos that are not able to be covered up is against the policy. I do, however, understand that it's very primitive. But if the tattoo is considered offensive, then that's whatever. It's offensive, then it can't be on show. It's just like you can't wear a T-shirt that says like "fuck the world" and then go to work and expect people to be okay with that. So if you get an offensive tattoo, then yeah, you're not employable. So I think that's also something silly that on mainly the girl who thought that she was able to have the job, because that's just silly. And huge stuff up by the company, because there is discrimination laws and stuff going on there. But if she's not suitable for the job, then she's not. So I just think anyone that's got facial, neck or hand tattoos really limits your employment opportunities, even in 2015. The only place you're going to get a job is where a company wants that sort of image. And there's not many of those out there. But anyway, I'm done talking about that. I'm going to go get up, get out of bed. But I do have some other things I'm talking about, but I might have to leave it till tomorrow because this is getting on. So peace, love, and respect. It's a good show, and I've got the apple.